Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
You have failed this city.
Wow. I know, right? Hey! Quit messing around!
I'm not messing around. I'm doing important stuff.
Welcome.
A man.
Gives you the right. What's the difference between you and me?
I'm not wearing hockey pads.
But that is being human.
That's right. That's right. I'm back with another Watchtower. What's going on, everybody? Glad you can make it. Look, we're 14 days. We are 2 weeks, guys, 2 weeks away from Superman. Can you believe that we're this close to the movie? And I know there's going to be people who get to see it sooner than that. There's people that are 10 days away. There's people that are, 12 days away. There's people that are closer. I get it. But the official release date is 14 days away from today. It almost feels like it was just yesterday that the movie was announced, that all of this was put into motion, that the DCU was just, a thought in James Gunn's mind. But here we are, 14 days away from Superman coming out, 14 days away from the DCU truly getting started. And that, to me, is exciting. And we're seeing, one of these things that we're seeing a lot of this negativity really ramp up. We've been seeing it for a couple months, but now it's really, really starting to ramp up. And the first thing I want to talk about with everybody, and I know there's people in the chat here, and I'll call you all out in a minute, but I want to make sure that everyone is sort of on their guard right now, because yes, we've seen and heard that there are people that have gone and see the film. We've seen influencers. There's been media members that have gone to see the film, pundits, what have you, whatever you want to call them. They've gone to see the movie already. And between now and the 11th, more and more people are going to see the movie. You're going to have the world premiere. You're going to have a whole bunch of different things. The official embargo for social media drops or is lifted, not drops, is lifted on July 8th at 12 a.m. Eastern time, with the full review embargo lifting on the same day at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I want everybody to be aware that between now and even then, and between now and the 11th, be very, very suspicious of what people are sharing on social media. Okay? I have been passed some information that states that there are a group of people who are planning on trying to find ways to spoil this film for those who are very excited for it before they get a chance to see it. Whether it's going to be by email, by private messaging them on social media, by putting it in their comment on their live streams, whatever it is, they're going to find ways to try and spoil this movie for anybody and everybody that they can. I think it's pathetic. I think it is absolutely absurd. The fact that this movie has done what it's done to this group of people is one of the most outrageous things that I think I've ever seen happen to a fandom. I mean, I've seen the Fandom Menace. I've seen the comics gate. I've seen Gamergate. I've seen so many different things happen over the last number of years. But what is happening right now with that certain sect of fandom is pure disgusting, evil toxicity. And if they actually follow through with what they're saying they're going to do, it's ridiculous. It's wrong. Because look, whatever you want to say, and yes, I've called out so many of these people over the last number of months for their hypocrisy, their lies, their misinformation, their toxicity, whatever it is. I've done it over and over again, and they can't handle it, and they get upset. And I know there's a bunch of you that have done the same thing. The fact of the matter is, the reason why they want to do this is because they want to ruin your fun. They want to ruin everyone's fun because they can't have fun. But it's not you that caused them the pain. Quote unquote pain, I guess. They have this inability to cope. They have no coping mechanism to understand that things happen in life and they need to move on. And that's the most disappointing aspect of all of this, is that whether it was their parents that never taught them how to move on with life, whether it was daddy or mommy issues through life, I don't know what it is, but something happened in their lives that have just made them feel like they're entitled to something. And because they're not getting it, they want to ruin everybody else's fun. And it's pathetic and it's wrong. And like I said, I want everybody to be wary about what you're seeing out on social media. Be careful. Look, I mean, we're 2 weeks away. It's 14 days, and I know it's tough. I know it would be tough to stay off social media, to stay off YouTube, to stay off of everything on the internet for 2 weeks. But if you're able to, it may not be a bad idea. It really may. And I mean, that would suck for me because, my channel relies on you guys watching my videos and so on and so forth. But I said in my last video that I posted yesterday, I am not going to talk about the spoilers. I'm going to talk about what Warner Brothers, DC Studios, what they post, what they put out. I'll talk about that, what they're allowing to get out there. But anything that's spoiler related, I will not talk about on my channel. So rest assured about that. I'm going to try and make this the safest place as possible for that information. If for some reason I see in my comments things getting spoiled, I will try and get rid of that as fast as possible. All right. So keep that in mind. All right. So let's move on. I just wanted to get that all out of the way. I do apologize. I just want to make sure you all were aware that I wanted to, again, I don't want you guys thinking that, that things were going to be a little weird over the next 2 weeks and you guys get screwed by getting spoiled by things. So we got Trayvon in here. He goes 14 days away. Yes, 14 days away. Donovan Martin's in here, says, I can't wait for Superman. Indeed. Trayvon Smith, hi, I'm a huge fan. Thank you, Trayvon Smith, and welcome. Typically, my show is on Thursdays, but I had a church event yesterday, so I could not be here, so I'm here tonight. Donovan says, also, I loved F1 in IMAX. I cannot wait to see F1. I cannot wait to see it. And Trayvon says, finally, I'm not alone here. You knew that they were all going to show up once the show started, Trayvon. Come on. Donovan says, Matt Jarbo lost his goddamn mind. Yeah. Yeah. That kid he's on something. Let's see. Trayvon Smith says, I heard the movie is good. We'll talk about some of that here in a little bit. Let's see. Who else do we got in here? Anybody else? Rich says, I think the VFX from Framestore did a great job. And no matter what people pick, Fantastic Four, Superman, Framestore still wins because they worked on both films. There you have it. Hunter Iggy is here, says, Slavs Free Talk, no co-host today. No co-host today. No. Next week, yes. And I'm trying to get something special for the week that Superman comes out for the Watchtower that week with some guests and so on and so forth. So keep an eye out for all that stuff. I want to kind of try and go big the next 2 weeks for the preamble, the pre-hype for Superman, and then the post-hype. post game for Superman. So keep a lookout for that. Man of Steel Mangolia says, hi. Hello. How's it going? All right. So the first thing I want to talk about, I was going to talk all about Superman, but some news broke just about 7 hours ago. I know it seems like it was a long time ago, but there was some news that just broke. And that's right, everybody. Matt Reeves posted a picture of the Batman Part 2 script. There it is, guys. The script sitting on, I guess, a coffee table or a table of some sort in front of Matt Reeves and Mattson Tomlin. It says partners in crime. Now, if you see in the chat, you'll see that there is a poll right now. It says, do you think Reeves was teasing Robin in his post? So many people think that this says partners in crime, fighters, at Mattson Tomlin. People were thinking that he was teasing Robin here. Like, oh, there's no way that he's not teasing Robin here. Now, he may be teasing Robin. He could very well just be saying, look, me and Mattson Tomlin worked on this script together. We're the partners in crime fighters who worked on this script. Now, if you take a look, here's the script. And you see the Bat logo. You see the Batman Part 2 by Matt Reeves and Mattson Tomlin. You see two names for the by. That's where I think you get the partners in crime right there. So that's exciting to me. Look, I know that I know you all know that I wasn't a fan of the Batman Part 1, the first Batman. I'm not a big fan of that movie. Why I'm excited is because he's going to finally put to bed so many questions and so much debate and so many ridiculous antics. Or wait, or is it? Or is it? Because you have people like Matt Jarbo, who then goes and says the Batman Part 2 script is actually bad for Superman. And here's why. Now, I am not going to pull up all the here's why. Here's the thing. The Batman Part 2 script being done, being completed, getting handed in no way, shape, or form, not one iota, not in any way is it bad for Superman. Not in any way. Like, you do not need to read Matt's post. You don't need to go give him the attention for that post, because I can tell you with 100% certainty that Matt Reeves and Mattson, whatever his name is, turning in that script does not affect the Superman movie at all. And do you want to know why? Because it's an Elseworld story. They've said this. They've established this. They've told us, the audience, the fans, countless times. It is Elseworlds. Countless times. So we sit here and we say, okay, Superman's coming out in 2 weeks, and there's a lot of people who think that it comes out in 2 weeks, the movie's going to do great, and we move on, we get Brave and the Bold. Then there's a group of people who think that, oh, if Superman doesn't do gangbusters and it does okay, they're going to shuffle in Matt Reeves' Batman into the DCU. No, that has never, not once has that ever been on the table. It hasn't been. People want to make up these little ideas and thoughts and theories in their minds because they just are like, why is Matt Reeves taking so long? Look, there were things going on, which is why Matt Reeves was taking so long. Things were going on. He finished the script. It's done. They're not waiting for Superman to come out to decide which direction they're going with it. No, this is an Elseworld story. They're going Elseworlds with Matt Reeves' Batman. James Gunn's Superman, the DCU is going their direction. They will have their Batman, Brave and the Bold, so on and so forth. Plain and simple. But again, you're still going to see ridiculous comments and antics from people like Matt Jarbo, and it's absurd, it's ridiculous, and it's crazy that there's still people like that out there who just want to freak out. It's crazy. It's honestly, to me, I don't understand why people feel. Hey, I hope you guys are still there. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, my there we go. Do that. I think my internet went out. Yeah, my internet's out. So let's try and do it this way the best I can. Can you guys hear me? Maybe? I don't know. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I guess I can't show you anything, but I will try and talk to you if you guys want to do that. I don't know. Oh, I guess that doesn't want to work. What the heck? Come on. Let's do that. That? No. Nothing wants to work for me at all. What am I doing? I'm good now. Now you can hear you. That's good. Critic Chris says might have to resume this Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, I think that might be something I need to do. I do apologize. My internet just decided to crap the bed. My internet service has been really, really bad the last couple weeks, so I don't know what's been going on. Oh, this is ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know how much you guys saw about the whole Matt Jarbo thing, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just stop there. Man, I did have some cool things to talk about though. What else do I have? Man, there's a lot of cool things to talk about. And there's everything I have is show and tell. I don't have anything that I can talk about that isn't show and tell. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys have to say here? I'm back. Yes, I can hear you. Yep, you're good now. I don't mind the vertical look. Yeah, that's fine. Are you using Spectrum? No, I have a company called Breezeline is what I have. So yeah, they're not very good. Not very good at all. Especially lately, they've just not been good. In the last month, there's been, I think, a total of 8 days where we've had some sort of outage. It's been down twice today already, earlier in the day and then now. And it's getting out of hand. I think I'm gonna have to call them tomorrow and be like, look, this is out of hand. It's out of hand for sure. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, throw in, how about this? Throw in the comments if there's something that you want to talk about. What other things have popped up? Like I said, I have stuff I'd love to show you, but I can't. We did get that. We did get that bit from that clip of Superman going into Lex's office. That was pretty cool. And yeah, actually, but I just dropped my phone. Look at that. So that bit through with Superman going to Lex's office, I really like that bit. And basically, it reminded me of that scene from the original Superman. I think it's the original Superman, where Superman goes into Lex's lair and confronts him. And I really, really enjoy this scene here because it really gives off this pretty much like empowering, like stoic behavior of Superman. But what this scene really does is really showcases Nicholas Holt's Lex. And I love it so much. It gives you a little bit of that comedy that James Gunn brings. It gives that menacingness that Nicholas Hoult brings. Yeah, Superman's upset. He's upset that his dog was taken. It shows his powerfulness, but it also shows that he's just man, like he's got that power, but he's not going to just come in there and destroy Lex. You know, he's going in there, he's showing his strength and his anger to try and scare Lex, and that is something that I really like about that scene. But yeah, I think that was a really cool thing. I do. I do think that was a really cool scene to show. Again, do you want to see more? I don't know if they should show more when it comes to clips because we've seen plenty of clips. There's also the crypto little clip that they had where he's like in the farm and kind of playing around with the cow. I thought that was adorable. But yeah, what else do we got? Let's see. Donovan says apparently Boris Kit and Aaron Couch put out a heat vision tonight. And the very end, they imply there isn't any writer attached to the Brave and the Bold, and many are implying that's worst case. I mean, James Gunn has said that he's working with a writer on Brave and the Bold. Maybe they don't have like a writer, a quote unquote, like actual screenplay writer hired. I don't know. I have to find out and see what that said. But James Gunn, they're trying to work out what that story is going to be. So that could probably be what they're insinuating. Like, hey, they're trying to work out this story, but they don't have writers for it yet. And maybe that's what it is. I don't know. Critic Chris says the background of Lex is similar to Superman the animated series. Look, that's some of the things that we're hearing. I think it was RJ. Was it RJ, Resident Justice? He's the one that said that they described the film as an episode of Superman the animated series. So, yeah, I could see that being some of the inspiration there. Trayvon says, for as much flack the people want to create outrage over this movie, remember who has the more intimidating Lex Luthor. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Critic Chris says, I'm skeptical about Batman showing up. I don't think he's showing up in Superman. Again, well, not in person, not like a person cast or anything like that. Like I said, I still think it's possible that we could get something in a newspaper or something like that. And yeah, I think that's still a possibility. I do. I do think it's a possibility. Here's the deal, guys. My internet's still down. I gave it about 5 minutes. Wanted to see if it came back up. Unfortunately, it didn't come back up. I am going to end the show here right now. I do apologize. I don't want to just keep doing this because I can't really do the show well. If I get time tomorrow, I will jump on and do the rest of my show. I don't know what time I'd be able to do it. It's not going to be late at night or anything like that, but I will try and jump on tomorrow and finish the show. Otherwise, I will just do a recording of the last few things that I wanted to talk about and post that. But I do apologize. Like I said, my internet is down. Still down. So I apologize. So yeah, that's all I can say. But guys, take it easy. Thanks for sticking around for this bit, waiting to see if my internet came back up. But with all that said, guys, I will catch you all later. I still plan on having a show Monday night, and next week, as long as my internet's working, it should be, hopefully, as long as my internet's up and running next week, I will have at least one guest, if not more, as we talk about and prepare for Superman. So I will talk to you all later, guys. Oh, there we go. I don't know what's going on. I pressed the wrong button. Anyways, I will talk to you all later next week. Take it easy. Or maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know.